there's a saying we have in Growth Challenge. It's who you think you are is the greatest threat to who you actually are.
Self-awareness behind the porch with Mark and Melissa. So one of the things that Mark and Melissa were talking about a little while ago is how to achieve self-awareness and what stops that from happening, and kind of how that applies even to Growth Challenge. So
there was a part in Growth Challenge when we went through it. It was called Life Design 20 years ago, where I really had an idea that I was a funny guy, that I was humorous, that I had a great sense of humor, and through Growth Challenge, I realized, because I got over and over and over again, I got opportunities to get feedback where I was actually oftentimes rude, obnoxious, sarcastic, and using people at their expense to gain some kind of humorous moment that I thought was going to gain me some kind of acceptance. I had no idea that that's how I was experiencing life, or that's how people were experiencing me. I lost a lot of friends over it, and many of my friends weren't willing to tell me and directly that I was hurting them. And so I was thinking I was getting abandoned by my friends. So I had a self-concept that wasn't the same in reality as I was being experienced. And until I had people around me that loved me enough and were willing to tell me in a setting that supported that kind of encounter, until I was given feedback about how I was coming off, my life was going to be doomed to fail over and over and over again, in relationships and opportunities to be promoted, because I was actually blind to how I was coming off. Because I had this concept of myself, like I said, that I was funny and I'd get laughs, that I was charming and I would get experiences that that felt like I was getting the responses I was looking for. But it was actually just people being too nice to tell me the truth.
Yeah.
I was saying earlier is I think that's one of the most impactful things about Growth Challenge is that I think people feel seen, but they also see themselves, probably for the first time ever sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, I definitely had that same experience with Growth Challenge, but studying the Enneagram and doing that work, we're always looking for the next new thing to see ourselves more clearly. So for me, the Enneagram was huge,
Mm-hmm.
just really to see myself and understand and really see other people too. So that was a lot of fun learning that.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say that public speaking is the number one fear of everybody. I think there's a fear greater than that, and that is to be yourself.
Yeah, to be seen for who you are.
Yeah, and there's a saying we have in Growth Challenge. It's who you think you are is the greatest threat to who you actually are.
Amen to that.
And until you peel back enough layers that have been created to survive the world you grew up in, until you have the opportunity to peel back those layers and discover who you are past who you think you are, you're living in a dream. You're not living actually